It's scorching. It's horrible, and we're doing our best to beat the heat.
Is a potential historic heat wave is upon us. How officials are working hard to keep everybody safe, plus what you can do to prepare for triple-digit temperatures that are going to go for a while. Good morning. Welcome to ABC 10 Morning News. We're staying cool here. I'm Walt Gray.
Yeah, we are. I'm Conchetta Callahan. We are currently under a red flag warning. Later on today, there will be an excessive heat warning that will be in effect till Sunday. We start the morning with team coverage. Candace Red is live in Sacramento with some tips on how to save money during this sweltering heat. Monica Coleman is monitoring the public safety shutoffs that are impacting multiple counties. But first, let's get to Rob, who is tracking that heat wave that could potentially make history. We haven't seen temps like this since when, Rob?
You know, back in 2022, we had 10 days in a row of triple-digit heat. And not only are we looking at 10, we're looking at possibly 12 or more, which would be a brand new record. So this is why we're using the term historic heat wave, because it's not necessarily how hot we're going to get, and that in its own right is a very big story, especially today as we see a big jump from just yesterday. It's how long it will go. So we started off with triple-digit heat on Sunday. Yesterday, 103. We could easily fill this out. We would tie a record on Wednesday and then break the record for the longest stretch of triple-digit or hotter heat in a row. So again, this is historic. We are on our way. I really don't see much changing in the next week or so. So we are just in the beginning of this. It's going to be at least 100 degrees all week long. And part of the heat wave that's really important, and this really matters when your AC breaks, is not how hot you are during the day. It's how warm you are overnight. You've got to have a way to move all that hot, stagnant air out of your home or apartment. Otherwise, instead of being warm overnight, 60s and 70s, that's the temperature outside, you're in the 80s and sometimes the 90s in your residence overnight. And that's where people get into health issues big time. We're going to be near records for the next several days, including Sunday as well. So we are on our way. Now, this is the cooling we've seen overnight, which is barely anything at all. We're in the upper 70s, Sacramento, 73 for Stockton, and 78 Modesto. And as you heard right off the top of the show, it's not just the heat. Today is especially critical because we've already seen that switch to north winds. So not only is it going to be extremely dangerously hot, we're also going to throw in very strong dry winds, which is a huge fire risk for all elevations below 1,000 feet, all locations, I should say, below 1,000 feet for not only today, but tomorrow. Heat is one thing. You throw in smoke from a grass fire, and it's a whole different level of health risks. So please do what you can to be safe, not only in the heat, but also not being the cause of a new fire with these conditions. We're going to hit 90 degrees before 10 o'clock this morning. So you basically have now for the next couple hours, and then the heat is on for the rest of the day. This is going to be something that everyone is going to be affected by, even for higher elevations. 89 degrees for Truckee seems better than 109 in Sacramento, but some of these locations, most notably the higher elevations and the Bay Area, often do not have air conditioning, so that becomes their own level of risk as well. Folks, this is just the beginning. You will absolutely notice the major warm-up today, and we're going to be dealing with this 105-plus heat all the way through the weekend. Now back to you.
All right, Rob, thank you. The increased fire danger also means public safety power shutoffs.
PG&E says they began turning off power this morning in a number of counties throughout Northern California. ABC 10's Monica Coleman is live in the studio now with us. Monica, how is this going to impact customers in some particular locations?
Hey, good morning. So this power shutoff will impact 12,000 customers, which is way lower than the over 300,000 people impacted by power shutoffs in 2020. By cutting power to certain areas, PG&E hopes to avoid a wildfire. Here's a look at the outage map. The bulk of potential power shutoffs are in Shasta and Tehama counties, but parts of Yolo, Solano, Butte, Colusa, Lake, Napa, and Sonoma counties could have impacts as well. During the power shutoffs, there will be 6 community resource centers in some of the impacted counties. These are places people can charge their phones, get air conditioning, water, ice, or even just get away from the heat. The outages began this morning at 2 a.m. and PG&E says will go into the early hours of the morning. We asked them directly, when will power be restored?
The restoration power depends on a couple different things. As soon as the weather clears, PG&E crews are out there in force, assessing our equipment, making sure there's no hazards in our line, making sure our equipment is in working order. Once we conduct those patrols, we make repairs if necessary, and we start re-energizing customers.
PG&E did give customers a 48-hour notice that the power would be cut off on Sunday. While some areas could have power turned off due to the PSPS, there could also be separate heat-related outages as well. For more information and resources, head over to abc10.com. The summer heat can be unbearable, especially when triple digits hit. If you have air conditioning at home, you are probably blasting it to stay as cool as possible, but no one wants a high energy bill. Let's get to ABC 10's Candace Red live in Sacramento with ways you can beat the heat on a budget. Good morning, Candace.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning to you, Monica. We know that it is already getting a bit warm outside, and you know what? Things are only going to get worse as the day continues. And so if you're anything like me, you are blasting the AC, but no one, including myself, wants to pay a high energy bill. That's exactly why we went straight to SMUD, the experts here, to find out exactly how you can save money. Well, one of the easiest ways to save is to pay attention to when you actually use your AC. Now, SMUD says that energy rates are cheapest during off-peak hours. Well, that means you should use less energy during the weekdays between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. SMUD also recommends setting the thermostat to 78 degrees or higher. Yeah, you heard that right. 78 degrees or higher. They say that you'll save around 5 to 10% on cooling costs for every 2 degrees you raise the temperature. You should also avoid using large appliances at the exact same time, like your dishwasher or your washer and dryer. SMUD says that appliances typically account for 13% of your total energy use.
And it's really important to save energy cost by first replacing the filter on your HVAC unit. When you replace the filter on the HVAC unit, this will prevent from your air conditioning system to be able to work overtime and overload.
And you should also avoid heating up the kitchen by making a salad or sandwich instead of those hot meals. But if you need to use your oven or stove, SMUD says that you should use it earlier in the day or evening when it's cooler outside. And by the way, not everyone has AC. So if that just so happens to be you, there are some other ways that you can stay cool, like going to cooling centers, maybe the mall, maybe the movies. That's exactly what I plan on doing later on today, to use the AC at the movie theater. But again, we do have all these details on our website at abc10.com. You can find a full list of cooling centers there. In Sacramento, Candace Red, ABC 10.
Hey, Candace, our Marcus Allen will second that. He always encourages you to go to the movies. All right, Candace, thank you.